welcome back to a new video. It is Sunday. This is the top 10 of 2015. Second to last of these videos. I might at one point do the 90s, but not like straight after. I might do the 90s next year. We'll see. Anyway, so as always, I've been doing these every Sunday. My top 10 favourite movies of certain years. This year was a very hard one, 2015, because there's some films which I feel like people will think were on the list that aren't on the list, and they were close to being on the list, but I struggled with this one. I'm like still struggling over it. Anyway, so let's get straight into it. The first movie on my list is Star Wars: The Force Awakens. I'm pretty sure this is my favourite movie of 2015. I love it. I think it's fantastic. I've watched it a few times. I can't wait to rewatch it before December, and yeah, I really like it. It's actually one of my favourite Star Wars films. Like, I kind of was like, oh, they're probably going to mess it up, and then I loved it. Loved the new characters. I loved seeing the old characters. I really enjoyed this film. So yeah, love the new Star Wars film. Well, it's not really new now. We'll have a new one soon. I suppose actually Rogue One's the newest one. I kind of always forget about Rogue One somehow. Anyway, the next one on the list is The Dressmaker. This is, I feel like, a really underrated film. And okay, also I just want to mention, I don't know where I got the dates from. I think like either off Letterboxd and IMDb. The Dressmaker, I think, came out in the US like in 2016, but it definitely came out in the UK like a while ago. I had the DVD when we were still doing regular Tuesday night movie nights, so maybe it came out in the UK in 2016. Either way, I can't sort out where everything came out where, so I think this might have come out where I am in 2015, because it feels like it was ages ago. Anyway, that's what it says on the internet, so I'm just gonna go with that for this, but I know that this one is like a weird one. It came out really spaced out within different places, but either way, it's a fantastic film with Kate Winslet, and I think it's just so great. Like, I feel like you will either love this film or you just won't, and I love it. So yeah, I really enjoy The Dressmaker. I want more films like The Dressmaker. I think it's just such a quirky, unique, but awesome film, so I love that one. The next one on my list is Room. This movie is very depressing, but it's done so well. I've watched it twice. I don't know if I'll watch it again for a really long time, because I think it is a very hard-hitting film. Obviously, it stars Brie Larson, and the little boy in it is fantastic, whose name I forgot. I think it's like Jacob Tremblay? I don't know how to say his name, but he's great. And it's about the two of them who live in this room because Brie Larson's character was kidnapped by a weird, creepy man and put into like his shed, and obviously she ended up with this child, and he's only ever lived in this room, and it's just so interesting. I just love it. Well, yeah, I think it's done really well. I think it's very interesting. I think it's feels weird at times. I think that's what it should be. I feel like it's going dark. I'm just gonna check. It's the daytime, but it's very cloudy. So, and I haven't got any upper headlights at the moment because they're just. So let me just check on things for you. Okay, so I put on a lamp. That might be better. It might be worse. I'm not sure. Next film is The Martian. I love this film a lot. This is a great, funny, genius film. I love the book, so the book is the genius part. The book's funny. Mark Watney as the character, who's played by Matt Damon, is so fantastic. He's one of my favourite like fictional characters. I think he's hilarious, and this is such a great space film because it's not what you'd expect. It's not like Interstellar and Gravity and I'm trying to think of other big space films. It's not like those. It's got its own little thing, and it does it really well. So definitely check out The Martian, even if you're not a fan of like space sci-fi movies, because The Martian is definitely different and it does its own thing very well. The next one on this is Cinderella. Okay, this is a live action Cinderella. The first time that I watched this, I enjoyed it. I was like, yeah, I enjoyed that. And then the second time I watched it, I was like, oh, I love this. So I'm not really sure what happened there, but I just really got attached to it, and then I kept wanting to rewatch it. And so this is one that was on my list, and I was like, do I prefer that over this? Like something else that wasn't on my list. I was like, I don't know. But if you asked me to rewatch one of them, I would rewatch Cinderella. So Cinderella ended up on my list. I do really like it. I really like the girl who plays Cinderella. I really like quite a lot about it. I like the beginning and a little bit more backstory. Yeah, I really like this one. I like the live action Disney films. The next one on my list is The Age of Adeline. I love this film, but I love Blake Lively. The first time I watched this, I was completely blown away, and I just loved it. And I remember Josh didn't know anything what it was about, and I knew a little bit of what it was about, and then he was completely blown away, and we just had a really great time watching this. And then me and my mum have watched this together, and she really enjoyed it too, and I've just really had nice times watching the film. And overall I just really enjoyed the film, and like I say, I really like Blake Lively as an actress, so that's always a plus. I think she's fantastic. I just really like the story. I really liked 2015 as a year for kind of like a little bit more unique films, like The Age of Adeline and then The Dressmaker. I really enjoyed both of them, and I kind of feel like I haven't had a film like that lately that I thought was kind of different. But yeah, the next on my list is Southpaw. I love this film, it's fantastic. It's a boxing film, but it's kind of different, and I liked it for that. I really like boxing films, to be honest. I really like sports films. Now the problem is, this year, 2015, Creed also came out, but I prefer Southpaw over Creed, so it was tricky. Creed's fantastic, I love Creed. It would have probably been on this list had they come out in different years, because I really do like Creed, but I thought, well, I don't want to put them both on the list, which one do I pick over? And I do prefer Southpaw. I really liked the connection with the dad and his daughter, and I really liked the storyline behind it. I thought Jake Gyllenhaal was completely fantastic, and I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I really like Southpaw, but I do really like Creed as well, so you can kind of, it would have been on the list had it was close. I do really like Creed, I think it's great. Okay, next one on my list is The Intern. I love this movie, and it's one of those ones that in I think I picked it up in 2016 because I watched them when they come out on DVD, but it's one of them ones that I rewatched over and over and over and over, and I will continue to rewatch it over. It's an absolute cuddly film that I love. It's got Anne Hathaway and Robert De Niro, and Robert De Niro is just the absolute cutest in this film. He's this man who I love him in this, and I can't really explain it. I really don't know how to explain it to you, but he plays Ben, and Ben is just the best. That's all I can say, he's the best. And there's something about this film that I'm always like, oh, and I always give 4.5 because I've got a little gripe with it, but I continue to watch it and I continue to enjoy it. So yeah, love The Intern, but it doesn't actually get 5 stars, but still, really love it. The next one on my list is Fast and Furious 7. This is just fantastic. I love this film. It's my favourite of the Fast and Furious series. Obviously it's the saddest. I think, unfortunately, what happened makes the film a lot more emotional than it would have been typically. And I think it's difficult because Fast and Furious 7, I feel like, probably made more money than any of the others. Obviously because Paul Walker obviously died before they finished the film, and the whole thing around it, whether they should continue on with it or what they should do. And I think what they did well. I felt like it wasn't in bad taste. I felt like they did honour him in what they did, and I think it was done really well. It was really sweet, and I think his family would be happy with the film. But I think it's kind of a weird one because they obviously also brought out the song, and obviously I think they probably made a lot of money on the back of the fact that happened, which I think is kind of weird. Like, it feels a bit of a weird thing. So whenever I watch it, I'm like, that's kind of weird. But and it is like genuinely sad because obviously he died, and so it's kind of hard. It's a difficult one, but I think it's a great film, and putting kind of the whole weird thing about making money off of that aside, I think they did it well. I think it made it, it was, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Either way, and I feel like whenever I talk about this film, I just never know what to say, but I really like it. I think it's a really good film. I love watching it, and it's sad, but also beside the fact that it's sad and emotional, I think it's got great action scenes. Like, the action parts in this one I love much better than some of the others. It's got some of my favourite Fast and Furious action scenes, so yeah. And the final one on my list is Avengers Age of Ultron. Now, Avengers Age of Ultron isn't my favourite, but I love it. I really love all the Avengers films, bar Iron Man 2, which I'm not the huge fan of. But I still don't mind it, but I'm just not a huge fan of it. I prefer the first Avengers movie than the second one. I think at first I thought I liked this one better, but after rewatching it a few times, I prefer the first one. And I also prefer like Civil War over this, and like Iron Man 3, and just some other things. So I do really like the film, and I feel like I nearly didn't put it on my list because I was like, oh, well, I prefer, Civil War and this and that. And I was like, well, that doesn't mean I should not put it on the list. But yeah, so I still really like Avengers Age of Ultron. I'm looking forward to the new one, but it's just not my favourite in the Marvel universe. Yes, that's my top 10 of 2015. Let me know your list down in the comments below. I feel like your lists might be quite different. A lot of films came out this year and it was really hard. Thumbs up if you enjoy these videos. I'm sorry about the lighting. If I would have known, I would have filmed it downstairs, but I already started up here. So hopefully it's okay. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Goodbye!